Welcome back. It's 12 p.m. and we have a lot of sunlight today. So I think today I like to try record in English the history of the jet airliners. So when the early history, before the early history of the first jet airliners, like the de Havilland Comet in 52, 53, and the Caravelle in 59. There was a lot of jet aircraft, like the military jet fighters, like more than 10 years. Just after World War II, they did start build all kinds of first generations fighter jets. Just take a look. But I need a little cola, because I'm thirsty. I'm always very thirsty. I'm just laying my bed 5 minutes. This 5-6 minutes. This camcorder charge super fast, so I need to do that to keep the power up on my camcorder. So in the early age of the jet airliners, we had lot more than 10 years, like 50 years, like 58. The Caravelle did fly commercial service 59, and in 58 we got the large Boeing 707. But long time before 58, like since 1945 or 46, more than a little bit more than 10 years, they built all kind of fighter jets, the first generation fighter jets with very powerful jet engines. And then they start to make civilian versions of this military jet engines. So we need to look at that, because I have all these jet engines open somewhere. Not everything, because there's probably many hundred different. So, but I'll do that maybe later, tomorrow. I will try to make some English video about the jet engine history. But we need to look today. Because maybe I will never get to tomorrow. Maybe I'm not alive tomorrow. But I hope I'm soon age 60. I hope I could live like more than 20 years. So we have the World War II. We have the Second World War II from 1940 to 45. And there was a lot of invention in aircraft, in all these big long-range metal long-range bombers with big 4 engines, piston engines. And they built many thousand of piston engines, fighter jets, the fighters, like the Spitfire, Mustangs, and all these Corsairs, and all Hellcat, all these weird names. So there was a lot of development in aviation, like instruments and aircraft engines, and how to build aircraft, metal frames, wings. They have a lot of aviation engineers, engine engineers, and they spend a lot of money because they have this war, Second World War. And after World War II, 45, 46, they start to build this first generations fighter jets. Long time before the first civilian jet airliners. So we've just been looking at this. I just try to explain. We have a long range. So we have this. That's the first in 39, but don't have to look everything again. but this flying 1939 with an early Nazi Germany jet engine. And this did fly like early 1940 when the Second World War number 2 did start. The Nazi Germany already have this kind of technology. That's United Kingdom, the British test, but that's not a fighter. They have no weapon. It's just a test aircraft for this power jet's W2 engine. I'm going to make a video about in a few minutes. So this is a test aircraft. They're testing this W1 built by this Frank Whittle. I made a video about yesterday in my language Danish. So that's the first British, but that's not have no weapons. It's just a test aircraft. And it used this, actually used the Power Jets version 2. They use this engine. I've not made a video about it. But they make some called Power Jets W1. And that's a W2. So that's the second version of the first British jet engine. But I have all my jet engines open somewhere else. But so this have no weapons. That's United States Bell P-59. That was the first jet produced in United States. And they use one of these power jets, W1. Made by United Kingdom, this Frank Whittle. You have a company called Power Jets. He make the W1 and W2, but then the English state did buy the company. The English state did buy it, but I will show later. So that's, I don't think, maybe they don't have any weapon. That's I don't know, I don't think it's not a fighter. No, it looks like a weapon. Look like cannons. So that's the first United States first generation fighter jets. But we can see probably, I cannot see where the cannon is, but maybe the cannon is on the front. The machine cannon is on the front, but sometimes they tell you what weapon is on the, but I don't anything here. Your armament. They have M10 autocannon. M4 autocannon. They have autocannon. And Browning machine gun. They have a powerful machine gun, like the World War II fighters. Probably that's the same machine gun they have in World War II fighters. So it have weapons. It's a first generation fighter built flying 42, but it did not finish and they did not take part of the World War II. Because probably they have a lot of problems with early jet engines. I think they have a lot of it did go to fire and exploding, and it used a lot of fuel. And the range was short and maybe only fly like 30 minutes. Could fly like less 1 hour. So they have a short range. Okay, that's range 600 kilometers, but probably that can, and the speed is 600, cruising speed is 600, so can fly like a little bit more than 1 hour. Go to 0 to 30,000 feet, 15 minutes. Fuel capacity 1,350 liters. So this engine use like 1,000 liters. 1,000 liters every hour. Lose a lot of fuel, this engines. That's a American version of this Powerjet W1. The United States got the patent 20 years to use this Powerjet W1 engine. Then they made the old version called General Electric J. That's the Powerjet 1, and they have closed up Metro, but that's the aircraft. So, but I have this open somewhere else. So they have built before the first early jet airliners. They have more than 10 years. They have this first generation fighter jet. That's a Nazi German. That took part of the World War II. The Nazi Germany did build like 1,400. And I think they use this Junker Jumo engine. Yes, that's the Junkers Jumo I have open. That's the first Nazi Germany jet engine in mass production. They made 1940. So the Nazi Germany, they have this jet engine, but they have a lot of problem. It did explode. It did lost 200 Nazi Germany pilots did die testing this Messerschmitt. Of course, they have a lot of problems with the engine, did explode and stuff. So a lot of Nazi Germany pilots did die in all kind of crash. So you can see that's a speed 900 kilometers. That was very fast. That's close to the speed of sound. Range 1,000 kilometers. So they can they have a very limited flight time, so they cannot fly many hours. This one could fly a little bit more than 1 hour. They have two jet engines, and the load use a lot of fuel. So they have a short flight time, like 1 hour. So you cannot do a long range. So that's the Jumo, Junkers Jumo, that did the mass production. But Nazi Germany did lose the war, and then they blow up all the factories. So they stop production when they lost the war. But I've not read it yet. Junkers Jumo jet engine. So the Nazi Germany, that's this Messerschmitt ME. So the Nazi Germany had a jet engine working from 43 on this Messerschmitt. So that's the first generation, 1943. Wow, fly like 42 it did fly. And the Caravelle was out in and the Boeing 707 was out in 58. So that's 14 years. 14 years before the Boeing 707 they have like this, but that's the first United British. They have like from 45, 44, but that did not took part of the World War, because when it was ready, the World War II did stop. So United Kingdom, they just got ready to use this in the end of the World War II, but then the war did stop 45 in the summer 45. So that was very close to use this power jets by this Frank Whittle. So United Kingdom was very close, and they built 4,000, but they did use it after the war, like the July 44, and they put it in service. I don't know where, but I have not read it yet. That's built on this test aircraft, but the property they have a short flight time, like 1 hour or less. Actually, my Denmark got this Glostermeter. So just look how the range and speed is. Range is 9,700 or 520 miles. Mark 8.2. That's same speed modern jet airliner. That's a normal cruising speed. 970. So that's super fast, but the range is short because they lose a lot of fuel. That's an early version of jet engines. Rolls-Royce Diamond I have opened somewhere else. That run 43. This engine run long time before the Boeing 707 in 58. Mainly more than 10 years before the first Boeing 707 in 58. We have this kind of jet engines. But they just so then they start to make civilian versions of this military jet engines. They start to make a civilian downgraded version, because they were well, this fly 46. That's United Kingdom, British. De Havilland, and at the same De Havilland Comet made the world first passengers aircraft. We're going to look later. So I just have to look again. That's United States Lockheed P-80. That's one of the first generations. That was the first jet fighter used operationally by the United States Air Force in World War II. And Korea War. It did fly in January 44, so it maybe took part of the very end of the World War II. And in the Korea War, that's in the Korea War, 1900. Korea War was 1950. So a long time before the first jet airliners, we have all this. That's the Saab F-86 Saab. We built 10,000 of this, crazy big number. 49. It used, that's even before the Korea War. So they built 10,000 of this. So they did know a lot about jet engines long time before the Boeing 707. That's the jet engine. Let's close. I have my engine somewhere else. No. I have this Allison, but I have it open somewhere else. No, that was engine I did open to save. I not remember J47. J47. and then I did click J45, and then we got to Allison J45. This is why I have it open. I need to keep it open because I need to look at this engine a bit later maybe. Then we got the Soviet Union's MiG-15 and the MiG-17. So they built more than 10,000 jet fighters, before many thousand of these jet fighters before the early jet airliners. That first flight 950. So they have this before the world first jet airline, this they have a Comet, they have this MiG-70. But we just look at this, the Saab, the T-33, 6,500 fly before 48. So they made, so before the Boeing 707, they made like 6,000 of this to 59. So they stopped production of this in 59. And in 59 we have the Caravelle. And 58 we got the Boeing 707, and 1960 we got the Boeing 720. And the 65 we got the DC-9, the McDonnell DC-9, and we got the DC-8. DC-8 was 58, but we going to look at this later. And we have this Stratojet, fly 47, 51 this they fly, so they did know how to fly some larger airlines with many jet engines. So they have experience, and they built this super large B-52 bomber, electric cam bearing. I think it's a kind of bomber. It fly 51. So they have a lot of knowledge. That's F-90 Lockheed F-94. They built many 850. First flight 49 and 950. So they built many thousand of this kind of before the early jet airliners. They built many thousand of this. They have a Venom. That's the same company built the world first passengers jet airliner, the Comet. But we just look at it. But now we just look again, because I like aircraft. This fly 51, 55. That's have the same engines inside the wings like the Comet, the de Havilland Comet. They put the jet engines inside the wings. They have four. That's exactly the same like de Havilland Comet. But if the engine explode or go to fire, they will go to fire to the wing, or the wind will go break. If the engine explode or go, so that's not a good place to put jet engines inside a wing, because the wing will get damaged. And we have this Super Saber, fly 53, and they use it in 54 in the American Air Force. They stopped production in 59. That's the same time like the Boeing 707, so they built like more than 10,000 of this metal first generation fighters. And this they built this in 50s too. This super fast test fighter, supersonic. Super fast, they built in 55. Let's look very nice. No, that's like this super fast interceptor fighter jet. Interceptor fighter jet. That's one to attack like long-range atomic bomb airplanes. So let's fly like 2,000 kilometers or 1,300. That's like Mach 1.8. That did fly in before the first jet airline in 54. Long time before the Boeing 07. This is 55. 52. Long time before the Boeing 7. They built this very large bombers with 8 jet engines. And the Starfighter is before the Boeing, before the DC-8 in 58. Let's fly 54 and 58, but at the same time that like the DC-8 and the Boeing 707. So now we are in the early age of the first jet airliners, but they built many thousand, more than 10,000 of this, maybe 20,000. The American Air Force built like more than 20,000 military aircraft before the jet airliners. Electric Lightning 54. So that's even this is before the early jet airliners. That's United Kingdom British. Snapdragon is 55. 55, that's before DC-8 and Boeing 77. And this Dragon is super fast. And so they have a lot of technology. So they have this Dragon even before the first jet airliners. And that's super fast. Fly more than Mach 2. So they have this super fast delta wings, two jet engines, I think. Maybe only, no, that's maybe the air intake. They maybe only have one jet engine. So that's a famous fighter jet. Denmark got it. My country, Denmark, have this Dragon. Let's look very nice. I have to get it in Microsoft Flight Simulator because it's super fast. And look very nice. So I need to know, I'm trying to go down to the specifications. But look at that. Mach 2, 2100. That the latest, the J5034F, the latest, one of the latest, could fly Mach 2.3, 2,400, 1,500 miles. And there's very high altitude, 66,000 feet. So they have this before the early jet airliners. The Black Buccaneer, that's from 58, that's same age like the DC-8 and the Boeing 707, and the Caravelle got in 59.